Welcome to Day 5 of the Mindful Education Summit 2019. Today's theme is cultural transformation. And we're going to play a mindful game about how to transform the culture. And in the way I was trained, the way my teachers trained me in mindfulness, the whole idea of practicing mindfulness was to benefit other people. It may sound a little bit odd, but the idea of mindfulness is not just to help yourself, although we do help ourselves when we practice. But in helping ourselves, we help others. How? Because when we become a little less neurotic, a little less reactive, a little bit happier, a little bit more joyful, it has a ripple effect. And that ripple effect affects, in a good way, all of the people around us. So how do we transform the culture? The first thing we do is we transform ourselves. And then, by transforming ourselves, by learning these mindfulness-based tools to help us settle, broaden our perspective, reframe our experience, then we can connect better with ourselves, we can be more in touch with ourselves, but we can also be better connected and more in touch with other people. How we behave affects everybody around us. And that's sometimes a hard concept to get across to little kids. So if you have anything like this, I honestly don't know what the name of these toys are. I mean, I know it's Homer Simpson and Bart, but these kind of toys where you push the bottom and they go like this, this helps us show kids how that works. So we all regulate and co-regulate one another. So when we're feeling strong and when we're feeling happy, we can be like this with one another. But often what happens is if one person gets really worked up, if one person gets really overexcited, then the other person, it's like it's contagious. The other person gets really worked up and really overexcited too. And that stress and that strain and that excitement can become contagious. And when we're like this, do you think we're able to think clearly? Do you think we're able to have a conversation with one another? Do you think we're able to listen to one another when we're like this? No. Well, let's say this is us, and let's say this is the other person. We can't do much about the other person's nervous system. That's up to him or her to do, at least right away. But we can do something about ours. And what we can do is we can take a breath, move our attention away from what's upsetting us into a present moment experience. Rather than thinking about our thoughts, we can feel our breathing, we can feel our feet against the ground, and look, we settle down. And this is where the ripple effect happens. When we settle down, we then are able to listen, right? Because we're not going like this. We are able to learn because we're settled, and we are able to connect and be kind and compassionate. And often, not all the time, but often, when we settle down, the other person starts to settle down too. That's what we call co-regulation. We regulate one another. When we're both upset, we get more upset. When we're both settled, we're both more grounded. So if you really want to change the world, like many of us would like to, and if you'd really like to change the world for the better, toward a kinder, more compassionate, wiser, and more aware society, it starts with ourselves. And from learning those skills to help us notice when we're overly excited and upset, settle ourselves, ground ourselves, develop the bandwidth to be able to listen and learn and connect with someone else. Then comes the ripple effect. And that's how we can change and transform ourselves. And when we change and transform ourselves, we change and transform everything around us. Thank you very much for joining the summit.